Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Sharing 3 applications. Share 3 applications. Don't think you guys need this. Why it's just or maybe 3 windows. Anyway. So you guys see this screen where it says Hanafi?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. See here, Bob, Hassan, Nina, Muradi, Sabine, and Sama. Okay, good job. If you are missing, we'll start. Some are missing just so they cannot attend, so I am recording the class for them. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We were going over the CLASSSunday issues in the 4th session of the book. They had 10 sessions, 10 nights. They kept discussing the Shia and Sunni issues. So they're in the 4th night now, and we are with them. In this 4th night, where they are talking now is the issue about Sunni. They have 4 imams in fiqh. Hanafi, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Okay. I made a kind of a time chart. Share. Let me share. Share. You see this on screen now. A time chart. This is 0. If you cannot see, let me know, otherwise I assume you are seeing it. 0 is where the Hijrah happened, when the Holy Prophet migrated from Mecca to Medina. So that's this time frame here. Okay. So that's where it happened here. And 13 years before that, he was living in Mecca after announcing that he is a prophet. And he was minus 40 years, he was born here. Kind of here, this is his 40 years that he was prophet, but he did not announce it. Okay. So that is this color. This is where he was prophet, but unannounced. Then he announced it, and then 13 years he lived in Makkah. 0 happened, and so then 10 years after Hijrah, 20 years after Hijrah, 40 years after Hijrah, 260 years after Hijrah. So that's where our calendar began here, when he migrated. Okay. So 10 years after Hijrah, he passed away. Okay. So 10 years after Hijrah, he passed away here. Then we look at Imam Ali. He was born 10 years or 23 years before Hijrah. 13 years this and 10 minus 10. Okay. And then he passed away in 40 years after Hijrah. So this is end of 40s right here. So that's where he died at age of 40. Okay. Then Imam Hassan is born in the 3rd year of Hijrah and passed away in 50 years of Hijrah. So you see there's some overlap between Imam Hassan, and this is the time period, 10 years that he was Imam. And before him, Imam Ali was the Imam, but he was there also. And then after 11 years, Imam Hassan was Imam. After the death of Imam Hassan, 11 years he was there. So then, after the death of Imam Hussein, there is 95 to 61, whatever, 44 years, right? No, 34 years. He was the Imam. And then again, this way. So you can see the period of Imamah is right here. Period of Imamah is right here. These 3 windows. So each box is about 10 years approximately. So 30 years, maybe, I'm going to make it better, but right now it is like that 114. Actually, it is 120 here. But actually, it is 114, so it should be somewhere here stopping. This should be here. Anyway, so that's where our imams are. And then I put their imam also. Imam Abu Hanifa, he started here. He born here and died here. Malik bin Anas, born here, 93 years after Hijrah, 179 years after Hijrah he died. Imam Shafi, born here. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, born here. So now if I move it so that you can see that overlapping. So this time period overlaps with the time period of Imam Muhammad Baqir and Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam. See that? And this also time frame for Malik bin Anas overlaps with Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. So these two came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam to study. Okay. Abu Hanifa is well known to say that if I didn't study 2 years with Imam Sadiq, I will be destroyed. Lawla sanatan halakan. Halakan Nu'man. If Nu'man, his name was Abu Hanifa, Nu'man was his first name. So Malik bin Anas, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. So these are their time periods. As you see, when Imam Shafi was around, he could go to Imam Musa al-Kadhim and Imam al-Islam. But Imam Musa al-Kadhim was in jail. Last 14 years of his life he was in jail, so he could not study directly. So these two study with them. They are the students of these guys. Okay, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik bin Anas, Imam Shafi, and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, they study with them. Okay, they get, and then they may have met, but these two are students of Imam Sadiq and Imam Muhammad Baqir. That gives you the time frame where their lives are. And so look at this connection. From here, when the Holy Prophet passed away, 70 years have gone. Then this guy is born. And first 20 years he's a tradesman. So 70, 80, 90 years after he studies or something like that. Such a gap is there. So what happened? For example, we will question them, say, hey, if I'm born here, let's say I put my name here, okay? And I'm born here to here I'm living, okay? Somewhere there I am living. This is my life, okay? Who am I following? If you say we must follow this, these don't exist in my life here. Who am I following? They don't exist. They were not there. So I have to follow somebody, right? The Prophet is no longer there. Prophet passed away. So I have to follow somebody in that time period. Who? Khalifa? Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman? I should put them also. But they are not considered as Khalifa of the Fiqh, for example. So that what our scholar will question. So let me minimize this. You are able to see Hanafi again or no? Somebody respond, please.
Yeah, we see Hanafi right now.
So let's study briefly who they are, and then I have lot more detail about them. Hanafi school of thought was headed by Imam Nu'man bin Thabit, Abu Hanifa, who lived from 80 years after Hijrah to 150 years after Hijrah. Abu Hanifa was born to a non-Arab father, was raised in Kufa, and died in Baghdad. The school of thought prevailed during the time of Abbasian Empire, when a student of Abu Hanifa, Abu Yusuf al-Qadi, became the head of the judicial department, and he started spreading his madhab. So after the death of Abu Hanifa, somebody else spread his madhab. Okay? Madhab means his path. No other man was as close to Abbas Khalifa as Harun Rashid as Abu Yusuf Qadi. So he spread his religion for them. Abu Hanifa school of thought spread madhab in the face of growing popularity of Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam. So as a comparison, people were going to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and they said, oh, we need somebody So they started spreading Abu Hanifa's madhab. Abu Hanifa studied with Imam Sadiq for 2 years. And he says that he says himself that I have not seen anybody more knowledgeable than Imam Sadiq. Indeed, he is the most knowledgeable one in our nation. This is a saying of their own Imam. These Imams are Imam of Fiqh. For example, our 12 Imams, they are not only Imam of Fiqh, they are Imam of the religion. Means, if they say something about Quran Kareem, if they say something about belief, aqaid, if they say something about hadith, if they say something about furuddin, if they say something about usuluddin, it is obligatory for us to follow them. This is what they are. Okay. But these 4 are only like what we have, say, Sistani today. Like that. For them following fiqh. Say Khuri, say Khamenei, say Khomeini. These are what we have, but they are following that. Abu Hanifa passed away, all of them passed away. But they are following that. Means if the new situation arrives, they don't have these 4 available to answer. They have people, scholars here who can go in there and find the answer or guess the answer. Okay? Let's come to the Maliki school of thought. So after Hanafi, we have Maliki. Maliki was headed by Imam Malik bin Anas, who lived, we already know that. He was born in the city of Medina. His fame is spread throughout Hijaz. On the account of this disagreement with Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik became the leader of Imam of tradition, Imam of Hadith. Whereas Abu Hanifa is known as Imam of opinion, right? Opinion. Just my opinion is this. If he doesn't find the answer, he says, okay, my opinion is this. This should be the way it should be handled. And our is no. We have Quran, Hadith, then we have Aql, then we have Ijma, and then we have Aql. If we don't find in the first 3 sources, then we use Aql to find, not opinion, not Rai. Rai is guess. Okay? Opinion, Aql is different. Yet most Muslim governments support Abu Hanifa. Imam Malik joined Alawiyan, the descendant of Imam and received his knowledge from Imam Jafar Sadiq, but thereafter inconsistencies marked his life. At one point he was oppressed, and having earned the anger of the government, he was dragged into the streets with his clothes and lashed. Imam Malik was punished by the government. He regained his popularity later on. Shafi'i, the third school of thought, was headed by Imam Muhammad Idris al-Shafi'i, Muhammad ibn Idris Shafi'i, who lived from this age to this age, 150 to 198, was born in Hijaz. Hijaz means Saudi Arabia. Today's Saudi Arabia, Makkah and Medina, they are combined called Hijaz. That area is called Hijaz. Born in Hijaz, his school of thought emerged in Egypt at the time of Fatimid dynasty. The Egyptians were all mainly followers of Ahlul Bayt, and the teaching of Ahlul Bayt was being taught in Al-Azhar University. At later time, Saudi Arabia came and waged an extensive war against the school of Ahlul Bayt by banning the teaching of their madhab. Okay. So Shafi probably is closest to our Shia madhab. Hanbali school of thought was headed by Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, who lived from 164 Hijrah to 241. Born and died in Baghdad. He only gained his popularity in Najd, in Saudi Arabia, Makkah, Medina, due to the ideas of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. Recently, he became popular because of Wahhabi. Abdul Wahhab was about 150, 200 years ago. Hanbali madhab is spread in Najd primarily due to Ahmad ibn Abdul Halim ibn Taymiyyah. Just remember, if you cannot remember the whole name, remember Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah is somebody who hates our Imams. somebody who does not like Ahlul Bayt. He is the worst kind of Wahhabi type person. And his student Al-Jawziyah. So just remember Al-Taymiyyah, whenever you hear them that Ibn Taymiyyah said that, make sure you understand what he's talking about. Because most of the time he will be hating Shia. So basically we will see that they are supported by the government in competition with the Imam of Ahlul Bayt. So this part is coming from the 12 of Peshawar nights. He says that the four Imam consider each other kafir. You have four Imam. For example, Ahmad ibn Hanbal called Abu Hanifa kafir. Malik says Abu Hanifa is not good. Or they all claim bad things against each other. It is, however, astonishing to know that progeny of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are superior to all others. Our Imams don't criticize each other, or they don't call each other kafir or this or that. No, if first one says something, you will not see a contradiction in the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one. All 12 Imam will say the same thing. Because they are all divinely appointed Imams. They are not appointed by people or governments. Like these four are appointed by people or government. Our Imams are divinely appointed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named these 12 will be the Imams. And Holy Prophet told us, after me, these 12 will be the Imams. Okay. So they follow these four Imams. Somebody will follow Hanbali, somebody will be Hanbali because of following whom. Somebody will be Shafi'i, somebody will be Hanafi, somebody will be Maliki. Because they follow these four in their fiqh. In their usul, they follow Abu Hasan Ash'ari. The Sunnis follow Abu Hasan Ash'ari. For us, no doubt, we follow the Holy Prophet and the 12 Imams and everything. Okay. So, the Imams are article of faith, so that's what he's saying. To follow such a course is due to fanaticism and arrogance. Even if we suppose what you say is true, that your four Imams are worthy of your following because they were learned and pious, then why has each of them accused each other of kufr? The Sunni scholar responds that you are a very unkind person. You say whatever comes to your mind. You malign our Imams. This statement is a lie that they call each other kuffar. You are not truthful. He's complaining to our scholar. If anything has been said against them, it is from the Shia ulama. From our side, nothing has such come. And we show all of our scholars respect all of them. So our scholar said, looks like you haven't read your own books. Your own distinguished ulama have written books concerning their rejection. Even the four Imams have charged one another with violating divine laws. Who are those ulama? What are you talking about? The Sunni scholar asks. The Shia scholar says, the companions of Abu Hanifa, Ibn Hajar al-Makki, who died in 456 years after Hijrah, and others have always censored Imam Malik and Imam Shafi. Similarly, the companions of Shafi, like Imam al-Haramain, Imam Ghazali, so he is also famous Imam for them, Ghazali in the philosophy. Imam Ghazali and others have condemned Abu Hanifa and Malik. So you have your own scholar condemning these people. Let me ask you something. What sort of people were Imam Shafi, Imam Ghazali, and Zamakhshari? Zamakhshari is one of the interpreter of tafsir of Quran Kareem. Tafsir al-Kashaf by Zamakhshari is well known. Tafsir al-Kashaf. Okay? So what kind of scholar was this? They were great. He says Shafi was good, Ghazali was good, Zamakhshari was good. These are very good people, he says. So our scholar says, Imam Shafi said, there never was a more damned person in Islam than Abu Hanifa. Shafi is saying that. Imam Shafi is saying Abu Hanifa. I looked into the books of the companions of Abu Hanifa and I found 130 pages containing matter in opposition to Holy Prophet. Holy Quran and the Prophet. Sunnah of the Prophet. I found myself. This is what he says, Imam Shafi said about Abu Hanifa. Ghazali says in his book, in fact, Abu Hanifa distorted the religious code, made it way doubtful, changed its arrangement, and intermingled the laws in such a way that code prescribed by the Holy Prophet was totally disfigured. Who is saying that? Imam Ghazali. About Sunni Imam talking about Abu Hanifa. One who does not show deliberately and consider it lawful is an infidel. One who does it knowing to be sinner. So, for example, if he knows, if I know that Imam Abu Hanifa did something like this, if I accept it after that, then I am kafir also. Because I accept something against the Holy Prophet, against the Holy Quran. And if I don't know, I'm following blindly, then I'm sinner, he says that. This is Ghazali talking about. Many other books condemn Abu Hanifa. Zamakhshari of Tafsir al-Kashaf and one of your pious ulama write that Abu Hanifa rejected at least 400 ahadith from Holy Prophet. Yusuf remarked that Abu Hanifa had said, had the Prophet of Islam known me, he would have accepted many of my sayings. So he considered himself like that he is more than the Holy Prophet. Or Holy Prophet did not know that Abu Hanifa will come and say these things. Your own ulama have made similar criticism of Abu Hanifa and three other imams. So I gave you a few examples, he says. There are many mistakes of Abu Hanifa's work. He had no knowledge of grammar, Arabic words, or hadith. He also writes, since he had no knowledge of hadith, he relied on conjecture. What is conjecture? Conjecture is qiyas, guessing. Okay, if I can do sajda on this paper, I should be able to do sajda on this cell phone also. What's the difference? It's just a piece of, plastic. So why not? It's a guess. If I can do this, I can do this. That's what the guesses look like. First who did qiyas was shaitan. Okay? What does it mean? First one who did qiyas was shaitan. It means that shaitan guessed that fire is better than the soil. Since I am created from fire, so I am better. That was his guess. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean that fire is better than soil. You throw enough soil in the fire will die. Right? Anyway, so that was his guess, and that's why he said Shaitan was the first one who guessed. Ibn Jawzi, one of the scholars of Sunni, he says, all the ulama are united in condemning Abu Hanifa. By the way, Abu Hanifa is the most followed Imam in Sunni. Majority follows Abu Hanifa. There are three categories of such critics. One group holds that his faith is in the fundamental was uncertain. Others say that he lacked a strong memory and could not remember a hadith. A third believes that he acted on conjecture, qiyas, and that his opinion was always at variance with the true hadith. So if he doesn't know, for example, he may do the qiyas, but there is hadith there he may not know, or he may have forgotten. So his qiyas is against hadith. So we cannot accept it. So your own ulama have criticized your imams. The Shia ulama have not attributed anything to them. We are just presenting your own ulama what they are saying. We regard the holy imams as the students of same teaching. From these imams, all of them acted according to the divine laws, which the last prophet gave them. They never acted on conjecture. And then guess, who acts on guess? Who does not have knowledge. Our imam had knowledge. They don't need to guess. Or approve of innovation. Or they don't need to innovate. They have the truth with them. They have the knowledge with them. What they said, or disagreed, agreed with the saying of the Prophet. Hence, there was no difference among them. That's what I said in the beginning also, right? This is another source online I found. Being neutral, Sixth Imam was able to teach in a school that trained 4,000 students in Medina. So he was able to teach. He had some freedom because Abbasis and Umayyads, they are fighting among themselves for government, and they ignored our Ahlul Bayt at the time. So they got the opportunity to teach at that moment. So he was teaching in Medina, and he had so many students, 4,000 students. Abu Hanifa and Malik bin Anas, who later each founded their own school of law. Wasal bin Atta, who founded Mu'tazila, these learned lessons from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. One of his students is Jabir ibn Hayyan, who's student of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Jabir ibn Hayyan, today he is known as father of early chemistry. Number of traditions left behind by the Imam and his father were more than all those of the Prophet and other Imams together. And Sadiq is thus an important figure in multiple branches of Islam. I think we went over this already. A little bit of detail from Sunni source. Let me see, I have 15 minutes. No, I have 15 minutes? Yeah, I have 15 minutes. Imam Abu Hanifa. We know the name, and he is born in Kufa. Okay. His father was Thabit. His name is Thabit because, Nu'man bin Thabit he met Imam Ali alayhi salam at one time in Kufa. This is a privilege for them. We have Imam Ali alayhi salam with us. So, anyway, at the age of 20, Imam Hanifa turned to his attention towards the religious knowledge. Remember, I was saying that he was 20 years he spent in business or something. And later on he said, okay, let me study the religion. And then his teachers are mentioned, but these are all Sunni sources. And look at this. Abu Hanifa benefited from nearly 4,000 sheikhs, 4,000 teachers. How can it be possible that somebody benefited from 4,000 teachers? But anyway, this is something that's there in their books. Has 50 Hajj. His life was 70 years long, and he did every year he went for Hajj, possibly. I'm not disputing it. I have no reason for disputing it, but maybe he went. Doesn't matter to me whether he went to Hajj or not. It is not a big deal for me from the point of view that, yes, if it is a good person, yes, he did 50 years, mashallah, very good. But to call him Imam Abu Hanifa because of Hajj is not reasonable. So that's basically Abu Hanifa advocate the use of reason in the religion. This is their saying. We are saying no, he's not saying reason, he's saying qiyas, conjecture. Like I was saying that if this is flat, and I can do that because it is flat, oh, this is flat too. So I can do the sajda on this too because it is flat. I don't realize that it is, Holy Prophet said this is because its origin is from the ground and it is not being worn and it is not being eaten, I can do the sajda on it. This is not plastic, this is plastic. This could be worn, this could be, used for clothing and things like that. Plastic, you can use plastic clothes to prevent you from rain and things like that. So, it is not allowed to use this on sajda, but this is. So, you have to know the reason why. You cannot just say, okay, it must be because it is flat, so this is flat too. Good. Okay. No. So that's conjecture. Okay. Then we come to Imam Malik bin Anas, born in Medina. He came from a respectable family. His ancestor was in Yemen, but his great-grandfather, Amr, settled in Medina after embracing. So he was in Medina, and Tabi'i, he was considered Tabi'i. What is Tabi'i? Is Sahabi. Okay? Sahabi is somebody who met the Holy Prophet. It is not a distinction. Okay? Anybody who met the Holy Prophet is Sahabi. Okay? In general, that's the definition of Sahabi. So, we don't say, okay, Sahabi, okay, you met the Holy Prophet. What did you get out of Holy Prophet? What did you benefit Holy Prophet? What did you follow Holy Prophet? That's what matters. Meeting does not have any meaning. So, they have Sahabi, and then Tabi'i. Tabi'i is somebody who come after the Sahabi, but he meet one Sahabi. He does not meet the Holy Prophet, but he meet one Sahabi. So there's a Tabi'in. So after Sahabi, there is Tabi'in. Then there's another term, Taba Tabi'in. Those who have met one Tabi'i. So, trying to stretch the link. Okay, he never met the Holy Prophet, but he met one of the Sahabi. Okay, what kind of Sahabi was this Sahabi that he met? Was it good Sahabi or Munafiq? There were Munafiq with them too, with the Holy Prophet too. No doubt. So anyway, so these terminologies there, we don't have this, But this is in Sunni terminology, Tabi'i, somebody who has met a Sahabi, a companion of the Holy Prophet. So he found 300 Tabi'i and he studied with them. He spent his entire life where he studied from 95 Shaykh. It is these Shaykh whom he recorded a hadith in Kitab al-Muwatta. Muwatta ibn Malik is one of the 6 books that they have. Right? Let me see if I can remember how many I can remember. Number 1, Sahih Bukhari. Number 2, Sahih Muslim. Number 3, Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Number 4, Muwatta ibn Malik. I think that's 4. I remember 2 more. I don't remember, but let me see. Yes, Sunan al-Nasai. Number 5. Number 6. Maybe I have it somewhere in this collection I have. But so those are their 6 books. Okay. So Muwatta ibn Malik is a book of hadith that they consider collected by Imam Malik. So he studied with other people, and those people are mentioned here. Okay. And then we come to Imam Shafi'i. Abu Abdullah ibn Idris Shafi'i. Again, this is Sunni sources that I took it from. Was a descendant of Quraysh tribe, only Imam who is related to Rasulullah. So they consider him, he was Sayyid. I don't have a reason to doubt, maybe he was, and that's fine. Sayyid doesn't mean that if they are Shia, then it's valuable. If they are not Shia, they are not following the Holy Prophet, then relationship has no value. It's not going to help them if they don't follow. Imam Shafi'i was born in Gaza, which is Palestine today, in this year, 150 Hijrah. He lost his father during early age. Okay. And he completed recitation of Quran or remembered Quran at 7 years of age. Okay. On Sunni sources, I have no way to confirm it or not. But anyway, so at age 20 he went to Medina and became a student of Imam Malik. See, he studied with Imam Malik because Imam Sadiq had passed away. He's born in 170. Okay, let's say, let me go to that sheet I had. Excel. Imam Shafi'i is born in 150, year after Hijrah. And which time? 148, Imam Sadiq passed away. So he's born after Imam Sadiq. And Imam Musa al-Qadim did not have freedom like Imam Musa al-Qadim and Imam Ghadir Baqir. Okay. So he studied with other Imam Malik, for example. He stayed with Imam Malik for some time, and then he returned to Makkah. He learned from 81 Shaykh. So, Imam Shafi never committed a major sin or spoke a lie, nor did he swallow an unlawful morsel full of food in his entire life. He never any time performed Jum'ah without ghusl. Okay. So that he died in Cairo, Egypt, in this year of Hijrah, 4 year of Hijrah, which I have it over there. Okay. Now the last one, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. I have 5 minutes left. The Hanbal also was pure Arab descent, joined as Ibrahim. So he was also completed at an early age in memorization of Quran. He began study at age 16. He stayed with him till Qadi Abu Yusuf. See, now this guy is studying from the student of Abu Hanifa. Abu Hanifa, the student is Qadi Abu Yusuf, and Qadi Abu Yusuf is teaching Ahmad ibn Hanbal. You see that? So, teacher, student of the student. There's so much discussion is there. So, humbly, the research talk about, I had some place. The suffering of Ahmad ibn Hanbal ended with a appeal has become ruler. Okay. I'm looking for, it says, Hanbali represented the smallest group in the 4 Sunni school of thought. Okay, he died then. I was reading about Hanafi, that Hanafi is the biggest group. And its smallest is Hanbali. Let me see where it was. The one I skipped. Not here. Sorry. It should have been here. I don't have it. But he is followed majority of the Muslim countries. For example, Iraq, he is followed. Abu Hanifa. In Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, in Afghanistan, he is followed. Abu Hanifa. Majority is that. In Egypt and some of the African nations, Imam Malik is being followed. Abu Hanifa mostly followed by Wahhabis. Not Abu Hanifa. Hanbali. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is mostly followed by Wahhabis. That's it. And then Imam Shafi is followed by a few people. I don't know where his followers are. Maybe in Morocco and those places. Okay. I am out of material. If you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, we will see you later. Means Tuesday. I gave some homework for Tuesday. I sent 3 ayat to translate. Make sure you send me by tomorrow. The due date is tomorrow for those ayat. If you didn't get it, let me know. I will make sure you get it. Everybody got it? The email that or the WhatsApp I sent regarding the ayat, the ayat I sent for you to translate. Okay. Yes?
I saw it.
You got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just a second. Let me see if I can bring Imam Abu Hanifa.
Where do you want us to send it?
You can send it by my WhatsApp. If it's Word document, you can just attach it and send it WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah. As it says here, I'm not going to share, but it says that among the 4 Imams, Abu Hanifa has the largest number of followers even today in all parts of the world. Okay. Let's see what it says about Malik. Political era, origin of doesn't say where it is being followed. One more second and then I'll quit. He died in Egypt. Imam Shafi. Okay. So that's all I have. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you.